It's kind of crazy when you think about it. OpenAI went from this small research lab to like one of the fastest growing companies in history. I mean, hundreds of millions of people are using ChatGPT every single week. It's a total tech phenomenon. So how on earth did this happen so fast?
Yeah, that success raises a pretty massive question, right? How is OpenAI actually making its money? I mean, is it really just from all of us who subscribe to ChatGPT Plus, or is there something bigger, something more complex running behind the scenes? Well, that's what we're going to do. Let's break it all down.
All right, so here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to dive into their subscription engine, then the developer API. We'll talk about those big money enterprise deals, what's next for them, and then we'll uncover the real business model that pulls this whole thing together.
Okay, let's start with the one you probably know best. First up, the subscription engine. This is the most obvious part of their business, right? It's how they take millions of us regular users and turn us into a really steady, predictable stream of revenue.
So you have the free plan, which is awesome for most people. It gets the job done. But then you've got the paid plans like Plus and Team. And this is where it gets interesting. If you're a power user, a creator, a student, a professional, you're going to hit the limits of the free version pretty fast. You're going to want those stronger, faster models. You're going to want the cool stuff like image generation and advanced workflows. It's a really clear, really smart incentive to get you to upgrade and pay up.
And what they're doing here is a classic software as a service model. You'll hear people call it SaaS. It's absolutely brilliant because it gives them that predictable, recurring revenue month after month. Think about it. Once you start really using AI in your daily work, it becomes totally indispensable. You're just not going to cancel. And the scale here is, well, it's just massive. Even if they only convince a tiny fraction of those hundreds of millions of free users to start paying, it adds up ridiculously fast. We're talking about tens of millions of subscribers, generating over $2 billion a year. And that's just from subscriptions alone. Insane.
Okay, but here's the thing. Those subscriptions, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. The second, and kind of hidden, moneymaker is their developer API. This is where other companies, other apps, are paying OpenAI to use their AI brains inside their own products. Just think about it for a second. That clever chatbot you talk to on a website? That super helpful AI writing assistant you use? Or, a customer support bot that actually understands what you're saying? Yeah, there's a really good chance that behind the curtain, that company is sending a little bit of money to OpenAI for every single one of those interactions.
So what you need to get here is that this is a usage-based model. It's just like how cloud computing works with Amazon's AWS or how Stripe handles payments. The more successful an app becomes, the more its users interact with it, well, the more money OpenAI makes. It's this beautiful model that scales right alongside the success of the entire tech world.
All right, now we're getting to the third stream, and folks, this is where the really big money is. We're talking about enterprise sales. These are the multi-million-dollar, multi-year deals with some of the biggest companies on the planet. And look, these huge companies, they're not just buying a few ChatGPT subscriptions for their employees. No way. They're buying custom, super secure versions of the AI that can plug directly into their own private data. Imagine AI agents that can search a company's entire internal wiki, or AI co-pilots for the whole team that actually understand all the specific jargon and projects they're working on. That's what they're paying for.
And just look at this. It's kind of staggering, right? These enterprise deals now make up over 40% of OpenAI's total revenue. And that slice of the pie is growing like crazy. It makes sense too, because these customers are way more valuable. They spend a ton more money, and they stick around for a lot longer than you or me.
Okay, so we've got subscriptions, the API, and those huge enterprise deals. That's a really powerful combo. But guess what? OpenAI is not stopping there. So let's take a peek into the future and see where the next wave of money is going to come from. Now, this is where things could get really interesting. As more and more of us start using ChatGPT not just for answers, but to, search for things and discover products, this massive advertising opportunity just opens up. OpenAI is already playing around with this, letting businesses pay for premium spots or sponsored results. And honestly, that could become a multi-billion-dollar business all by itself.
And it's not just ads. They're constantly rolling out totally new types of products that give us new reasons to hand over our money. We're talking specialized AI coding buddies for developers, super advanced research tools for scientists, way more powerful voice assistants, you name it. Every single one of these is a potential new way for them to make money.
All right, we've looked at all the different pieces of the puzzle. The subscriptions, the API, the big deals. But to really get the genius of their strategy, we have to put it all together. It's time to look at the real business model that's powering this entire machine.
Okay, if you remember one thing from this, let it be this. OpenAI is not just selling a chatbot. They are playing a much, much bigger game. What they're really doing is building the fundamental AI infrastructure, the pipes and wires, that could one day power huge chunks of the entire internet.
And this is how it all connects. It's a powerful, self-reinforcing cycle, a flywheel. It starts with more users like you and me, which means more data. That data makes the AI models better and smarter. Better models then attract more of those business and enterprise customers. And all that revenue gets poured right back into R&D to build even crazier AI. You see? Each step just fuels the next one, making the whole thing spin faster and faster.
And if you need proof that this flywheel is working, here it is. Just look at this growth. It shows how they went from making $1 billion a year to a pace where they're now bringing in over $2 billion per month. That is absolutely insane exponential growth, and it's all thanks to that flywheel effect.
So let's just do a quick recap. How does OpenAI make its billions? You've got the subscriptions from us, the API fees from developers, those massive enterprise deals, and then all the new stuff coming down the line, like new products and ads. But again, the real story here is that they're trying to become the AI operating system for the whole internet. And if AI really does become as crucial as, say, cloud computing or even software itself, you've got to ask yourself, could this become one of the single biggest, most important business models of the entire decade?